The building's on fire. But don't worry. This is not how the Joker died. If only that were true. But that's on the second movie. So, yeah, got it. Alright. But it's time that we're gonna go punch crime in the face. This is Arkham Twin Days. Hi there, viewers. I am Leo Wolverine, your game commentator and founding member of Leo's Let's Plays Alliance, as we are going to conclude the final story of Batman Begins 2005. You know, the movie, the story. I do not have the rights to show you the movie, of course, nor the music, because I cannot do that, because you need to have the permission of Warner Brothers, or else it's going to say, you didn't get your permission, But at least you can show some pics, but I don't know how that's gonna work, okay? So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. But enough of that. Let's go. So, as I remember about the log falling on the ground, or the burning log, and he says, consider yourselves even, and then the people of the League of Shadows are actually working for him, if you want to know. So, yeah. It is just... sorry. By the way, there was an explosion right there, and then Jim Gordon wants to know what's going on about that explosion. And so, Alfred says something to Bruce, and he says, "What's the wait? What's the wait?" You know, everything's on fire because, yeah, he has to smack one of the people behind who is working with the League of Shadows, and he says, I hope you're not a member of the fire brigade." Yes, that's what he said. And now he says, Master Wayne, he says, what's the point? He says, "What's the point of those push-ups if you can't even lift a bloody log?" And yeah, why not do, if you did not done all those push-ups, lift the log, push it with your arms and hands, and he did it. Although he's kind of bleeding, even though he is hurt, and they have to get to the underground cavern, also known as the Bat Cave. No, Bat Cave. So, yes, Bat Cave. So anyways, to the Bat Cave. I can't believe I jumped into the water. Sorry. That was my fault. Special driver. So, yeah. How to put this in perspective, even though he sees his mansion been burned down to the ground, and he says, everything in the house my father built, gone. And Alfred says, the Wayne legacy is just more than bricks and mortar, sir. And he says, oh yes, and he also gives a special reminder of what happens. He says, "Sir, why did we pick ourselves up? Why did we fall down? So we can learn to pick ourselves up again." So, yep. And he says, "You still haven't given up on me." He says, "Never." So, yeah. To be honest, how was he able to patch himself so quickly, and you don't see any blood that comes out of the side of his chest, or in front of him, or his stomach, or his abdomen? It's like, okay, first he was bleeding, and now he's not bleeding anymore. So, magic powers! No, it's good. Whether it's patched up so quickly and stopped the bleeding. It's pretty good. Which heals like the fast healing factor. It's pretty awesome, isn't it? I find it funny. Oh my. Okay, so on the next okay, so as we move on forward, oh my gosh. It's just interesting. It's just absolutely amazing. It's just yeah. Now he's able to put on the bat suit and gets himself ready. And he's able to, and he has to head back to the Narrows. So yes, the Narrows. And oh my. So and so yes, Ra's al Ghul, along with the League of Shadows, turning on the microwave emitter, he says, which is the 47B1ME. 1ME, which is a microwave emitter, and rumor was that it can disperse chemical agents into the air that evaporates the water so quick, but it is illegal to do that. Yes. Mr. Earl wanted to, yeah, he actually, you know, before the mansion was burned down, he actually fired Lucius Fox for asking too many questions about it. He kind of, something's going on with Mr. Earl, and he does not like what's going on. And yeah, somebody's kind of having a bit of a goose egg or a loose end, and something's going up with Mr. Earl. It is not even funny. Yeah. So the only way is to get rid of the ones who are kinda corrupt. So don't worry, Lucius Fox is going to be hired soon, and he is going to be able to make more of the antidote. And turned on the microwave emitter, evaporates the water under the Narrows. And everybody, for those who are living in the Narrows or in the slums, are suffering the side effects of the weaponized hallucinogen of the fear toxin. Which is in aerosol form, which is not good for the people of Gotham who are in the Narrows. It's just not a good day for anybody who lives in the slums. It's just, oh my. You can hear the panic, and it's the screaming. It's, oh my. And it's just massive chaos. The gas, being exposed. So Jim Gordon puts the antidote that injected himself, that Rachel Dawes given to him, and he says he has no idea how he's going to get that crap into the air. And he says, go! And yeah, before she was about to leave the island, the bridges were actually kind of raised, although she's already has the antidote inside her, so she's not infected. However, those who are not injected with the antidote are suffering fear of delusions of paranoia, schizophrenia, and they're actually thinking, they're absolutely hallucinating by thinking those things are absolutely real, but it's not, but they think it is in their minds, but it's not, because of the weaponized hallucinogen that Ra's al Ghul turned on the 1ME microwave emitter. It is not possible for anybody to get that fast, but
Batman knows how to get there quick. And he hears the screams. And then, Ra's al Ghul hears the scream. Well, yeah, I mean, all of it. And of course, he's going to have to take it up to the train. And so for that, and here comes Dr. Jonathan Crane. So, yeah. And riding on a horse or some sort, it's just... Okay, riding on a horse, but not riding on a pony. So, yeah. So, Rachel, yeah, the only thing what I saw is going to be, Rachel says, Crane, he says, no, Scarecrow. Yeah, you can hear this, this horrid, raspy voice. I don't know. I know what raspy is. I know what the word's raspy. It's kind of like scary, like, hi there. Yeah, that's raspy. It's so raspy. I like it. I'm not just giving you guys a sample, okay? Of course, it was genetically, it is computer voice modified, if you want to know. So yeah, that is pretty nifty for anybody to figure out how it to come across. And so, oh my, yeah. And Jonathan Crane says there's nothing to fear than fear itself. And he says, I'm here to help, and Rachel Dawes actually tasers Dr. Crane's face, who's the potato sack bag face, scary bag face, and it's just one of the worst Halloween costumes ever had I see with Scarecrow. It's just okay. What kind of costume is that, I suppose? Does it actually scare people? Maybe. I suppose so. So yeah, that's gonna work. So yeah, you can hear him screaming, riding on the horse, and then he's gone. So yeah, he's gone. I don't know if that getting tasered in the face would absolutely really hurt if that were me, because I would call myself Twitchy the Twitch man, or Twitchy the young boy. But then because why? That's how I got my Twitch. Because that getting tasered in the face is not fun. It's never fun. It's just a painful taser shot. And then Victor Zsasz shows up, and he says, didn't say nothing. Of course he wants to look for the kill because he needs the mark. He always haunts the mark. It's all he had left is just the mark. Gets closer, and this young boy says, Batman will save us. He'll come. And Rachel Dawes says, don't peek, and pulls the trigger. Before she pulls the trigger, out of nowhere, Batman drops on Victor Zsasz and pow! Grabs him up and disappears. And also, yeah, puts him out of his misery, but he didn't kill him, he just knocked him out cold completely. And now Rachel Dawes and the young little boy is now safe. And Rachel says, and she says, wait, you could die. At least tell me your name. And Batman says, it's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me. And Rachel says, Bruce? Yes, Rachel Dawes knows who Batman is because the words echoed ever since back then when he bought a hotel that is not for sale and it's not a question of money, which he did. Bought the hotel. He did it. He bought the hotel. He bought the darn hotel, but it is a nice hotel, which is awesome. So, yay! A nice hotel for a nice getaway plan. And flies in the direction where Ra's al Ghul is at. We call him Ra's or Razmataz. And he is able to get there. You hear the people screaming because Ra's al Ghul knows who it is. And now, guess what? It's Batman. And he does love the cape and cowl. And he does says, you've taken a theatricality a bit literally. And Batman says, it ends here. For you it might, but he said, and Ra's al Ghul says, my fight lies with the rest of Gotham. And Batman says, I can't beat any one of your pawns. And Ra's says, as you wish. So he starts beating up the League of Assassins. He has to stop the microwave emitter or that will go straight into the waterworks, which runs under Wayne, close to Wayne Tower. He has to blow up the bridge. So he asked Jim Gordon to tell him that can you drive stick? Yeah, he can drive stick. So he has to drive stick, which takes him directly to Wayne Tower as quick as possible. He has to get to, and then yeah, he falls off the floor. I don't know how many feet, 30 feet, 40 feet. Yeah, he's still the master of ninja moves of the martial arts. Great epic scene, great music, oh wow. And yes, and so for that he keeps on going, and because these people are kind of surrounding him and don't want him to let go because they are induced of the fear toxin. The only way to get him out of there is he has to grab the back grapple and fires on the monorail train, or the mono train, which is, you know, monorail, mono train, and gets on. He is able to he's able to fire it and fires at the monorail, moving at high speed. Don't know how he did that, but okay, you can hook it up on the monorail, on the mono train, which is fast and easy. So he's now face to face, so he has to get there quick and easy, real fast. He's now face to face with Ra's al Ghul, and he says, "You will never learn." But guess what? It is Ra's al Ghul who will never learn the ways of the meaning of true justice. And then there's this epic battle goes on that lasted like several minutes, and then finally, Jim Gordon's able to try to destroy the parts of the bridge that's connected with the mono train or the monorail. And Bruce Wayne, you know, even though you couldn't yell to say, Bruce Wayne! That would have worked, which is now a meme! And so, yay! And so for that matter, and Ra's al Ghul says, "Familiar, haven't you learned anything new?" And Bruce Wayne says, "How about this?" Shatters the katana in front of Raz's face completely. Yep, shattered it with the gauntlets. Really powerful gauntlets. And so for that, Jim Gordon is able to destroy the bridge completely. And so, and still the epic battle, and Ra's al Ghul says, "Don't be afraid, Bruce.
That's why you couldn't save everyone, and there's nothing you can do to stop this train.
And Bruce Wayne says,
Who said anything about stopping?
yeah, whoever said anything about stopping the train? And he says,
You never did learn to mind your surroundings.
And Batman finally gets the plan up ahead way better than Ra's al Ghul. And Ra's says,
Have you finally learned to do what is necessary?
And Bruce says,
I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you.
Yeah, he won't kill, but he will not save bad guys. So guess what? The Christopher Nolan of the Dark Knight trilogy movie does get Batman to kill someone of a villain. So, yay! It's like Michael Keaton all over again of 1989 and 1990s of Batman Forever and Batman Returns and Batman and Robin. So, it is justified in the DC movies. The comics, they'll say, no, we're not going to do that in the comics, but in the movies we could. So, what's up with that? We're going to take it. Let's sell big money. Yeah. Genius. And so, that is the end of Ra's al Ghul, and the microwave emitter falls down on the train. Everything explodes like Michael Bay! So yeah, fiery explosion. And yes, everyone is saved. They're getting inoculated by the antidote created by Lucius Fox, and now he is the new head member of the CEO of Wayne Enterprises. And he took Mr. Earl's job because, oh, by the way, he didn't get the memo. He bought all of the shares through charitable foundations and trust funds and so on and so forth. And he says, I know that, but the important key, I know, is it's a bit compliment. It's more of a big compliment, but the important key thing is my future is secure. Right, right, Lucius? Right, Joe? And Lucius says, right you are, Mr. Wayne. And yeah, he didn't get the memo. He's no longer working for Wayne Enterprises because something of a hidden agenda that goes on with it. And Batman and Lucius Fox don't like anybody who works for hidden agendas at Wayne Enterprises, and get the city back on its feet to get rid of the scum and villainy and put them behind bars. And so there was this lovely moment with Rachel Dawes, even though the mansion has been burned down to the ground, and this magic moment with Rachel and Bruce, and of course he heard that he came back, and he knows about the mask, and Bruce Wayne says, Batman's just a symbol, and Rachel says, no, this is your mask. Your real face is where now the criminals that really fear. He says the one I love, the one I met was a young boy. He never came back at all. Maybe, and she says, maybe one day when Gotham no longer needs Batman, I'll see him again. So yeah, and do this wonderful, lovely, somber music. And I kind of wanted to, when I watched the movie, I kind of looked at it like, oh, so they're kissing! It's a magic moment! It's kind of like Shujo City, only it's not Shujo City! Yay! And finally, and he wants to rebuild it the way it was. On the southeast wing, when Bruce told it to Alfred. The lovely somber music, oh, it's just wonderful, so wonderful. And now, finally, the bat signal is up with the big head searchlight. And Batman says, nice. And he says, well, Sergeant. And Jim says, oh, it's Lieutenant now. You really started something. And he says, what about escalation? And he says, escalation? He says, well, we buy automatics, we buy semi-automatics, they buy automatics. We start wearing Kevlar, they buy armor-piercing rounds. And he's wearing a mask, jumping off rooftops. Now take a look, get a load of this guy. Armed robbery, double homicide, kind of the taste of the theatrical like you, and leaves a calling card. And that would be the Joker. And he says, I'll look into it. Jim Gordon says, I didn't say thank you. And Batman, in his bat voice, says, then you don't have to. And the fantastic music ends, flying down out of the rooftop, gliding in the air, and that is the end of the movie story of Batman Begins. That is your finale of what I got. And thanks for watching. And tell me, what do you guys think of Batman Begins? Do you like it or hate it? And mash that like button and leave a comment section below. What is your favorite Christopher Nolan Batman movie, or whichever Batman movie you ever seen, including the BTAS, which is Mask of the Phantasm, and Sub-Zero, which works. Okay, including, you know, whether it's BTS or BVS or Justice League. Okay, so for anyways, thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and mash that like button if you guys love Arkham Twin Days, because I know some of you guys loved about the storytelling of what's going on, of what I know so far. So for anyways, this is Leo Wolverine saying and speaking as always as your sensational special being who takes chances, makes mistakes, and get messy in Leo's Let's Plays Alliance. Godspeed, play safe, and shalom. See you guys next time for more of Arkham Twin Days.